Hi, it's Orange Girl here with March edition of Mix It Up Monday for paper issues. Today we're painting a background using Heidi Swapp Color Shine spray mist, but we're not spraying it directly on the page. So I start with a piece of paper that has been gessoed. I've applied gesso to the whole page, and now I'm taking that beautiful butter yellow color and I'm spraying it on some packaging. Once I do that, I add a little bit of water just to make it a little bit more fluid. And then I am just merely smushing it onto the page. And that's it. That's the whole technique. I did not invent this technique by any means. I have seen people on YouTube that scrapbookers that use this quite frequently that I follow and love and enjoy. And I just decided, if they can do it, maybe I can too. So it's my go-to. I use it for nearly everything. Next, I'm adding in some citron green, and I just love this color so much. So I'm going to add that in. I did wipe off the piece of packaging in between because I don't want it to end up looking like mud. So I just went ahead and wiped it off. And then as I'm doing this, I'm realizing, I really wanted to go off the edge there, off that right edge. I wanted the paint to kind of go off the edge. So I'm adding some more of that yellow again, and then some more of the citron green. You'll see that here in a second. And then finally, I'm going to do some splatters of the Heidi Swapp Color Shine Mint Green, which is just a darker color. I wanted a darker color on there, and a lot of times my go-to would be black. I just decided that's not what I wanted this time, so I'm adding, there it is right there, I'm going to add some splatters of this darker green. Then I go ahead and I add some more splatters of both the citron and the butter yellow. And that's it. That's what I do to make my messy backgrounds. I'm kind of embarrassed at how simple it is, but it's fun too. And it doesn't always work, but 99% of the time, I absolutely love it when I'm finished. So it's my go-to. You will see over there, you're going to watch me kind of mess with this a little bit, and I try to I'm kind of impatient and I want to keep going, so I'm going to try to suck up some of that extra moisture, some of the wet mist. So as I'm doing that, you'll see over there on the left, is a little pile of pattern papers. Those are little circles that I have used a paper punch and Dear Lizzy collection, Happy Place, her recent collection that is in the shop right now at Paper Issues. And I took some papers from that and I cut out a whole bunch of circles. Look at that. See that shine? I love it. And so I'm going to use some vellum and some of those circles. So what I've done now is I've actually added the vellum and I sewed it down, and there's some circles behind the vellum and there's some circles above and below. What I'm doing now is I'm using the branding strips that are found on the edges of the 12 by 12 pattern papers. This is also from the Happy Place Dear Lizzy collection. And I'm using some washi tape from my stash. And most of it I end up ripping because I like that ripped look. But right now I'm just you're going to see me messing around with this a lot, trying to figure out. I know I want some vertical strips over there. I just am not sure how I want it, so you're just going to kind of get to see my process there. The other thing I'd like to say is I do have that Explore is a cut file that I made in my Silhouette software, and it's I just cut that out on my Silhouette, and then I used some embroidery thread and hand stitched all the way around it. Funny story, I kind of ran out of the thread, and so I ended up actually making it look a little bit more ombre because I added a different color of green. But you saw me put in some pink there, and I kept trying to put pink in there, and I just decided not to. What you're seeing me do now is pull out my color boxes, my green one, my yellow one, and now my black and white one. I store most things by color. Once I've depleted the collection, I have color boxes and I store everything that way. So all right, so now I've stitched down those strips on the side, and I'm going to add some buttons and some flair from a Flair for Buttons. But as I was doing this, I realized I really needed a little bit more color to the left side of that Explore die cut. I just wanted, I'm popping it up with pop dots, and so right behind it and then coming out from it, I just wanted a little bit more color. So I'm just using my water brush, and I've sprayed some of those same two colors onto some packaging, and I'm just adding that in. You'll also see me splatter some more of that green, that mint green color as well. Most of my stuff here isn't actually glued down yet. Oh, there I just put my background papers that I'm going to use in, laid it right on the packaging that had all of that color shine on it, so you can see it's wet. But it's okay, it turned out, we're getting messy here. It's all right. All right, so I pulled out the Dear Lizzy Happy Place phrase strips. There's a whole bunch of different phrases that I thought really fit this story well, and so I'm just pulling those out now. And the phrases say things like, hello there, love, wild and wonderful, let's be adventurers, so marvelous, yep, this is great, live colorfully. So I'm pulling those out and I'm adding those because I feel like they really fit the story. I'm also adding some of that same embroidery thread behind my flare that I have from Flare for Buttons. And as I'm going here, I'm going to start gluing all that stuff down and adding some more of those phrases. The story is really about, now I'm using the 6x12 phrase strips, and I'm using some more of those stickers. But anyway, the story here is we just moved in January, and in January in Iowa, it's really pretty cold. And so we didn't really get a chance to learn about the neighborhood much. And so now that we moved here and it's starting to get warmer, she's been exploring our neighborhood. So that's what this is really about. I added some washi to a paper clip, and that's my last step. And then you're going to get to see the final product here in just a couple minutes, a couple seconds. That's it. I hope you try the packaging technique. That would be great, or any other mixed media technique, and share it with us on the Paper Issues Facebook page, which should be linked below. I cannot wait to see what you make. I would share it with us, and I'll see you later. Ciao.